Design tip 3, textures and layers. Over here is my layers palette. See me quickly go in here every once in a while. Now what I want to show you is some use of textures. So I got this document I made in the last video, and I'm just going to add to it a little bit. Okay, the first one I'm going to do is go on the internet and find some cool textures. Let's say I go to, this is a place that I keep a lot of my textures. You can use it. See, flea market. So there it is right there, howtotutorials.net/Z, capital Z, flea market. So what I did is included a whole bunch of high-res images that when I go on vacation or when I go around, I take pictures of very up-close stuff and or far away stuff. Here I got clouds. I got some really cool old paper in here. Let's go to old paper for a second. So I got some old paper. And here's some really raggedy old paper. And I'm going to take this and copy it. Copy this image. And then I'm going to go back to Photoshop and edit, paste. Okay, and there I have my texture. Now that went in pretty smooth because it was a smaller texture and it fit in. But my point here is, and it's high res, but in respect to the bigger document, it's not very. But this is what you can do with texture. Any texture. I can click it on multiply and bam, I got a really cool image. Okay, so you're adding texture to texture, and now you have this really kind of, it almost looks like a Magic the Gathering card that you would see on the back of it or something like that. So multiply works. There's also soft light, which just takes in anything that's black. It's going to ramp black to the color of the texture. Okay. All these work. Let's say I quickly explain what these do. This section darkens. Duh. This is darken. This is lightened. Yep. Lightens. And this one just adds the color based upon color itself. So it'll ramp color in respect to color. Now what I mean by that is, if you have a dark red and you drop a white on top of it, it turns pink. In this case, if you have a dark red and you drop white on it, it becomes a highlight. And in this case, it wouldn't work anyway because this is darkened, so it's in reverse. I would have to have a dark red and then a black spot, and it would darken the red based upon that black spot. So it's kind of weird how that works, or a way to think about this. These other ones are kind of the more abstract of things. Difference and exclusion. You go in here, voila, you have the exact opposite on the color wheel. Extrusion's a little bit different. Not quite sure what that is. And then you can saturate an image or turn it black and white based upon a texture. Again, I don't know why you would do that. So multiply works really well, and you can stack textures on top of each other based upon layer information. So let's say I got this really weird plaster stuff. I could take and copy this image, go into Photoshop and edit, paste that one in too. And let's just find a different world this could live on. Let's say overlay, maybe. And if you're not happy with it, the thing that you got to know, that over here you have opacity and you can turn it down. So now if you look at it, it looks like I got a wrinkle here, just because I stacked another texture on top. So that is a great way to add some color over into your design. Just grab a crappy old texture from the internet, plop it down, switch it over to a layer, and see what you get. Alright, that's design tip number 3.